Our theme for 2024 is peace. Purposefully embracing actions connecting everyone. That's P-E-A-C-E, peace. I know peace begins in me. Now is my chance to be reminded of actions I can take to bring forth peace within myself and share it with others. Mother Teresa said, "Peace begins with a smile." I also believe I can inspire peace by giving love, or I can participate in acts of kindness. It's time to dig in and live the peace I know is possible. I can meditate on it, dance in it, pray into it, and I can claim that there is peace on earth, and a part of it began with me. Today I affirm that I purposefully embrace actions connecting everyone, P-E-A-C-E. And so it is. Peace in 2024 with love. Unity Ottawa and Unity Kitchener. And as you know, peace is our theme for 2024, Unity Kitchener, Unity Ottawa. And we're putting that together with our theme for the month as well, which is wisdom. So this is our wisdom and peace moment. So why is it that wisdom feels like such an important attribute? Francis Bacon said that silence is the sleep that nourishes wisdom. Could it be then that we can also find our way to peace in this way? Knowing when to walk away has been said to be wisdom. This could certainly assist us in peace. This week, personally embrace, engage in actions that connect everyone. This week in particular, it's very important to remember to act with peace. Be wise and draw to you, and for all the peace we know is possible. So now I have the distinct honor of welcoming Reverend Robin Volker to give our service talk for the day. I'll just share a little bit more about Reverend Robin. So Reverend Robin is an ordained minister and a life coach. She has served as senior minister of Unity churches in Ohio and Georgia. Robin previously served on the Great Lakes Regional Board of Trustees and the Southeast Unity Regional Board. In her semi-retirement, Reverend Robin teaches Unity classes. She's a regular guest speaker in person and virtually, and she provides life coaching for those wishing to make changes in their lives. And I know that because I've used her as a life coach, and I think it's a wonderful experience, I'll tell you. And Robin lives in the mountains of Georgia, North Georgia, with her husband, Rick, and their beautiful little Abby, their Labrador mixed dog. So welcome, Reverend Robin.
Hello, happy Easter. It is so good to be with you. Thanks for inviting me back to be with you in your virtual holy space. Today, I'd like to tell you the story of Easter. On the dawn of Sunday, the first day of the week, commencing after the Sabbath, a trio of women departed from Bethany, bound for Jerusalem. Mary Magdalene, Mary, Salome, and Johanna. As they traversed the curve along the northern slope of the Mount of Olives, Mary Magdalene paused and cast a glance back toward her companions. "Did you feel that?" she inquired. "Was there a quiver in the ground?" Picture with me, each woman bore in her arms cloths and a vessel. They carried frankincense, myrrh, and spikenard. Their intent was to embalm Jesus's remains with their fragrant offerings, a final tribute to the one they held so dear. I felt the earth shift beneath me, Mary Magdalene remarked. Indeed, it did shift, Johanna confirmed, and Mary Salome added, yet it was silent. Though the stars were fading, the break of day had not yet brought light. Let us make haste, they agreed. Navigating around the northern perimeter of Jerusalem, they then veered southward toward the garden where Joseph's new tomb was carved into the stone. Mary Magdalene squinted into the distance and she murmured to herself, "But who will move the stone for us?" In the dim light, she struggled to make out which tomb belonged to Joseph. Suddenly, Johanna let out a sharp cry and released her jar, which crashed to the ground, and Mary Salome's jar followed, breaking upon impact. A beam of light, sharp and brilliant, descended from the sky and rested upon the stone, which was now flat before Joseph's tomb. Mary Magdalene caught her breath and could smell the aroma of newly spilled myrrh filling the air. A voice said, "Do not be afraid." It seemed to Mary that the light contained the figure of a man, glorious in every aspect and so bright. The voice said, "You seek Jesus of Nazareth, who was crucified. He is not here. Behold the place they laid him. Go and tell the disciples that you have seen him, and there he will come and be with you in Galilee, as he said to you." The light receded into the heavens. The women blinked, for their eyes had to readjust from the light, and their hearts pounded with fear. That voice offered no comfort. Mary Salome, in a state of panic, gathered her robes and ran back in the direction from which she had come. But Mary Magdalene took tentative steps toward the tomb. "Mary, don't," proclaimed Joanna. "Mary, please, let's go." Mary remained silent, her figure small and somber against the pale dawn as she knelt before the dark opening of the tomb. The sight was too much for Johanna. "We mustn't speak of this to anyone," she said. And she hastened to catch up with Mary Salome. Mary Magdalene took a deep breath, and with resolution, she reached into the tomb. Extending her hand into the shadows, she was met with a chill but no breeze. Mary's fingertips traced the cool carved stone to the right within the tomb, extending 1 cubit to encounter the ledge where they had placed Jesus's body. With trepidation, she reached further into the enveloping darkness, bracing to feel the stiff form of his lifeless body. Yet her searching hands met with emptiness. There was no trace, no tactile confirmation of his presence. And then the realization hit her. Jesus was no longer there. He was gone. He was gone. Indeed, without the event of Easter, the narrative of Jesus might have concluded with the crucifixion, potentially relegating him to a footnote in history as one of many insurrectionists put to death by Roman authorities during a very tumultuous era. However, that would not be his fate. The story of Jesus did not vanish into the annals of forgotten tales. Instead, it became the cornerstone of an expanding faith. His life, his teachings, and the profound implications of his resurrection became the central themes of Christianity, a faith that has profoundly influenced countless individuals and shaped the course of human history. What is the meaning of Easter? What is the meaning you will give this holy day? Jesus taught in parables. The essence and teaching of Jesus's parables transcend their historical authenticity. The parables served as profound moral and spiritual lessons, regardless of their factual ability. We need not concern ourselves with the historical existence of a Good Samaritan or the prodigal son's return. The power of these stories lies in their ability to convey deep truths and ethical principles. They are crafted to resonate with our understanding of compassion, forgiveness, and love, and to illustrate these concepts into relatable narratives that we can all understand. The value of Jesus's parables is found in their enduring ability to inspire, challenge, and guide us in our moral and spiritual journeys. It's not about historical record of the events. The truth of the story that I just told you of the first Easter morning is not dependent on its factuality. What's important of the Easter story lies in its meaning. So let's break it down. It was the first day of the week. This means that we have reached a new plane of expression. It symbolizes a fresh beginning and a transformative shift in consciousness. The first day of the week can be seen as a metaphor for a new cycle, a time to leave behind the old and embrace the new. It signifies renewal and the potential for growth and change. In metaphysical language, Mary Magdalene and Mary Salome can be seen as the personification of our innermost spiritual qualities. Mary Magdalene represents the essence of receptivity, which refers to the soul's capacity to be open and responsive to spiritual energies and insights. This receptivity is crucial for personal transformation and the ability to attune to that higher wisdom that Anne spoke about earlier. Mary Salome is less mentioned, but significant. She embodies the essence of loving service. This is the aspect of our spiritual nature that is devoted to the well-being of others. And it expresses through acts of kindness, compassion, and altruism. Her presence in this story can be seen as a call for us to live a life of purpose, serving humanity with a heart full of love. The phrase that it was early in the day is interpreted as the initial stages of one's spiritual awakening. You remember that time in your life, right? When you were beginning a journey toward higher consciousness. It's a time characterized by those first stirrings of enlightenment where you begin to become aware of deeper truths and the existence of a reality beyond what you can describe with the physical and beyond the mundane of the day-to-day. Early in the day suggests a purity of experience and a clear, untainted perspective that's open to possibilities that lie ahead on the spiritual path. In metaphysical terms, they had come to the tomb can be seen as an invitation to confront the aspects of ourselves that are no longer serving a purpose. They could be thought of as the dead parts. The tomb itself represents a place of endings and finality, but it's also a space of transformation and rebirth. It is a symbolic site where one can engage in introspection and release old patterns, beliefs, ego, and allow them to be metaphorically buried. Even on the way to higher thinking, we can be held back by error thoughts. Mary wondered, who will roll away the stone? Error thinking refers to those limiting beliefs and negative thought patterns and misconceptions that can impede our progress. These erroneous thoughts are deeply ingrained, and they can stem from our past experiences, our social conditioning, or our personal fears. And they can feel like a big stone that is preventing us from fully embracing and integrating these new levels of consciousness that we seek. In essence, they're like chains that bind us to lower vibrational states, and they keep us from rising higher. They keep us from living from that place of wisdom. But when we find ourselves confronted with those blocks, all we have to do is look up. Look up and keep our thoughts on the highest thought and grasp the best feeling that we can in any situation. We want to shift our focus from the mundane and the material aspects of life to a higher, more spiritual perspective. We want to elevate our consciousness and rise above the common ground of just our existence to have a broader, more enlightened view. Looking up symbolizes the act of seeking connection with the divine. It's an invitation to transcend these limitations of our physical world and open ourselves to infinite possibilities. Metaphysically, it's a reminder that within every one of us is the potential to rise above all challenges, to see beyond the surface of the situation, and to access a state of being that aligns with our true purpose and universal good. The stone will be rolled back, symbolizes the removal of barriers that obstruct our spiritual progress. The stone represents a heavy and seemingly immovable obstacle that is lodged right in the place where we want to grow. It represents our doubts, our fears, our unresolved issues. And it blocks us from transformation. Rolling back the stone is akin to overcoming these hindrances, allowing for the revelation of new insights, the discovery of inner truths, and the emergence of a new self. It is an act of liberation from the confines of limited thinking, the unveiling of that sacred space that is within us. This is where our true potential lies. This is where our spiritual essence resides. And what about the angel? The angel represents illumination. When we see angels, we've come to a higher plane of consciousness and spiritual development. Although it might alarm us, as it did the women who arrived at the tomb, the wisdom of our hearts and our spiritual intuition will lead us to discover that we've arrived at a place of new birth. The joyful proclamation of Easter is this: the finality of death is not a truth. It is a myth. The finality of death is a myth. And isn't that a reason for joy and jubilation this morning? The narrative of Easter reveals a profound truth. There is a part of us, there is a part of you and me, an essence that predates our physical embodiment. And this essence, this spark of life, persists beyond the appearance of death. Death is not an end, but a transition, a momentous step toward the ongoing of our soul's growth. On Friday, Jesus was crucified. On Sunday, the tomb was empty. Resurrection always follows crucifixion. Resurrection always follows crucifixion. Every life undergoes transformation. We all have challenging and painful endings that are symbolized by crucifixion. But resurrection signifies the emergence of something new. It may be daunting, but yet it is wondrous. The essence of Easter assures us that whatever our current struggles may be, they are not definitive. That despite difficulties, a divine order is at work. So we embrace our faith. We trust that truth will set us free and uplift us to a realm of fresh beginnings and opportunities. Let's take these ideas into meditation and reflection. Pause with me and gently close your eyes or look down at your lap and just allow the sound of my voice to take you away. There's nothing you need to do in this moment except be. As you find your breath and relax for just a few minutes. This morning is the first day of the week, a moment of higher levels of consciousness. Today is the start of a new cycle for your life. You are beginning something new. Only you and God know what that is. As you take a few slow breaths, become open to receiving inspiration. On this Easter, you arrive at the tomb, a place of letting go of the old and opening to the new. What do you let go of this morning? Breathe and be open. You bring with you Mary Magdalene, who represents your soul's capacity to be open to new spiritual insights. What a welcome friend. And Mary Salome is with you. She represents loving service, the loving service that you give and the loving service that you receive. These aspects of yourself are eager and willing to assist you in your spiritual journey. You may encounter negative thoughts that cause you to hesitate or falter. You may wonder if you can proceed towards your goals and dreams. But all you have to do is look up. Look up. Keep your thoughts lifted toward God. Pause and breathe and be open to what this might be for you. Now realize that the stone has been rolled away. Duality, confusion, and separation, these things will disappear or they'll have no impact on you. God's angels are with you. They help you rise to a higher plane of consciousness. In this very breath, you are awakening and resurrecting into a greater spiritual experience. You are transforming from your Christ potential to your true Christed self. Breathe and allow this idea to sink deeply into your consciousness. There is a resurrection awaiting inside all of us. Christhood is our destiny. Resurrection is the birth of something new and different. Allow it to happen within you now. Be confident that God, who has begun a good work in you this Easter morning, will guide you and inspire you. Move into your heart space and feel gratitude for this Easter experience. Begin to return to this time and space, ready and willing to step boldly into the new you. And so it is. Jesus gave us the pattern, a template, if you will, of what it means to live fully the truth of our being. As we go forth into this bright week, may we be awakened to that truth in every area of our lives. The call today is rise anew, be one with life, Be one with love. Be one with all that is. You are a divine and holy, perfect child of God. Bless you. Namaste.